You know what would be a really horrible thing to have to do? Coming out of the closet twice. Unfortunately, for some gay superheroes out there, that's exactly what they have to do. Hello comic book fans of the world! Let's talk about Spectrum issue number 1. This is written by Michael McAdams and it's illustrated by Jeremy Thew. It's self-published and printed by Kablam. The entire first issue is available at TwoGargs.com. Major spoilers for this first issue, so if you plan on reading it, you have been warned. The main protagonist for this series is Richie Sorensen. He's coming to grips with his own sexuality, coming out as a gay high schooler. For the most part, everything seems somewhat ordinary for him until his powers emerge. Which obviously this does kind of freak him out a bit, but in his universe, there are other beings like him. In fact, there's an entire government-sanctioned team called the White Knights, led by a super hot Superman type of character called Paladin. Richie is quickly recruited to this team, which I'm hoping that maybe there's some sort of behind-the-scene thing going on, where maybe this government agency isn't quite on the side of the angels. The superheroes in this universe are called paranormals. When they exhibit their powers for the first time, they're called outbreaks. There are some bad outbreaks in this universe as well. Whether or not they're evil, or whether or not their powers hurt them in some way, that's yet to be seen. Or it could be a mixture of both of these things, or it could be a character flaw where these characters are actually good guys, but unfortunately they don't realize they're doing bad. This first issue is much more of an introductory story to show who Richie is and to show who his supporting characters are. No real action and adventure takes place yet, but I'm pretty sure that is going to be happening in the future stories. You somewhat kind of feel bad for Richie, being that he hasn't come out of the closet as being gay yet, especially being that his best friend in high school is trying to hook him up with girls. And now that he has these Spectrum light-based powers, he also has to keep that a secret as well. The only downside about this first issue is we really don't get to see what Richie's powers are. It just seems as though he lights up really bright. Speaking to the writer, Michael McAdams, he does say that his powers are Spectrum-based, so I'm thinking that there may be different levels of his powers being used, which gives the whole title Spectrum a whole double meaning to it. The artwork done by Jeremy Thew is really well done. I like the whole comic book feel to it, but at the same time, it's also done very adult. Although this is not an adult comic book in any way. It is rated PG. But we do get to see Paladin's ass very briefly. For a first issue, this definitely piqued my interest. I always like coming-of-age stories. Adding in some sort of superhero element to it, that makes it even better. As for story element, it could go in just about any direction, so I am curious as to where Michael McAdams is going to be taking our protagonist. So if you are interested in reading this, it is completely free online as each page has been published. You want to go to TwoGargs.com and you can read it from there. But that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you haven't done it yet, check out my Patreon site, check out my social media sites, check out my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. You know, it'd be really cool if Spectrum crossed over with some other independent comic books out there, like The Pride. I think that Joe Glass and Michael McAdams would be a great team working together, having their different superheroes go on some sort of adventure together.